When I see you smiling, laughing with your friends, I know you are so special. You don't know what you can do. When you're grown up, baby, you will be mine.
So the key to getting to work on time and still looking fabulous, just take off, you know, what little makeup's left over from yesterday and go. Because, you know, you can shower after work. Yeah. Just keep a safe distance. It'll be fine. It's call center. They can't smell you. They can only hear you. We're going to be on time today.
It feels like I'm in heaven when you talk to me. You don't know what I feel inside when you say
And then a little powder to cover the circles. Oh, and then a fresh coat of eyeliner and mascara over the top of whatever's already there. And you're good to go.
It feels like a dream. Feels like a dream. I don't wanna awake this morning. Wanna know how it ends with you and me.
Now you can see I have eyes again. I like the L'Oreal Double Extend. It's got one side is a primer, and then one side is the mascara. Gives you that extra fullness. But you can skip the primer step if you still have on yesterday's mascara, because that works like a primer. We're just kind of covering over the powder that we just put on our face because it's all stuck in your eyelashes. And then, you know, if you've got those fine lines and stuff, you know, because you just woke up, so you kind of got like the goo still in your eyes. And so what I was trying to say is I still have like the morning wet eye gooey stuff, so the powder kind of settles in like fissures, like on your diamond painting on the adhesive where it looks like there's a river run through it. That's what my powder looks like in the corners, so I just use a little Q-tip to kind of wipe that away and get any crusties that I missed with my quick little wipe down there. And get it in the corner there. The other side's going on there. Okay. The other key, besides you know, keeping your distance for the smell, is also you want to make sure you put extra coat of deodorant, like really, really good. Get that on there. And a little added bonus, a little pure couture. That'll help too. Just in case anybody comes for a visit that you weren't expecting. Again, don't let people get too close. Okay. Don't ever skip brushing your teeth because that's disgusting. So those are my quick tips for getting out the door fast. Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do. So don't be judgy. Because if you're judgy, I would have thought you would have picked up on this as the wrong channel for you a long time ago. 7:08. So she's got a good head start now. Let's get going out the door. Okay, so you can see from a distance, looks okay. Just don't come in the, you know, direct vicinity and try and catch a whiff. Okay, let's get in the car. Okay, so not as early as we hoped. Typically she'll leave at 7:45 to get to work by 8:30. It's 7:15. So, you know, just skip the personal hygiene and knock a half an hour off your day. Let's see how it goes.
hold on. I need a new mount. There we go. All right. 7:21. Oh my God. I had absolutely every intention of going to sleep early last night, but that did not happen. Already this is better because I would have already been sitting in a line way back at the beginning there. So we've got the line starting up here at this gas station instead. That's not too bad because this is where the Chihuahua lives, right there. So this, I think, is more of a typical morning. So let's see, the me painting the frames, that was on, I believe, I think that was Monday, and then driving was Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday, my second day of driving. And I don't know, I'm just talking to myself right now, trying to get my mind going because I skipped my morning rituals to get out of the door on time. I did not come downstairs and have a cup of coffee and a smoke. I got the coffee and took it straight upstairs, got ready, chugged the coffee, and then packed up my stuff to leave. So I get a little discombobulated when my morning ritual is interrupted. So, oh, updates. The box for Diamond Art Club arrived on Monday. No, gosh, it must have arrived Saturday from FedEx, the Diamond Art Club. Maybe it was Monday. I don't know. Again, I'm sorry. But I haven't been able to unbox it because... Oh, it did. It arrived on Monday because that's the day that my husband had me help him with his website all night. So I didn't get to open it. So Monday was the Diamond Art Club showed up. And then yesterday I got a package from Brandy. Thank you, Brandy. Really appreciate it. So those, oh, and paint with diamonds, the missing diamonds for the mermaid, those, I got an email that they've been shipped. Got that email a while ago, but still haven't gotten them, so waiting on that. I am ready to frame those two soulmates because the frames I used chalkboard paint because it's all I had in the house that was black, and I have no intention of writing on it with chalk, but it's a nice matte finish, so you know I didn't really want a really shiny finish, so I think it'll be fine. if I decide for some reason that I don't like the chalkboard paint, it's simple enough to, you know, throw another coat over it. But the chalkboard paint, first time I ever used it, and I showed you that chalkboard was messed up. It said Welcome Lauren on it, and it wouldn't come off, and I'd scrubbed away, and you could still see it. So I was a little worried about painting the chalkboard paint on it, and you can see that I went really close to the white border that was on there, because I didn't want to lose that border. I wouldn't be able to recreate that. It looks like a chalk outline. So I edged really close to it and tried to get it as even as possible, figuring that my chalkboard paint was going to be not the same shade as the original finish on that wall hanging. And the instructions of the chalkboard paint said to apply one coat in one direction, let it dry for an hour, and then apply a second coat in the opposite direction. And so what you're watching is the second coat being applied. Probably going to insert these audio clips out of order, because now I'm kind of commentating on the first video, so I don't know, whatever. Just ignore me. Well, don't ignore me, because that's why you're here, but ignore the order. I'll just have to learn to accept that not everything in life can be chronologically stored. So, and when it all was said and done and dry on this little wall hanging, the new chalkboard paint that I applied to fix the flub actually really is extremely close to the original finish. I can't really tell the difference. So I'm glad that I was as careful as I was about getting a nice clean border right up to that white line. But and I did end up doing 3 coats because of the fact that the writing that I had scrubbed off, it actually did something to like the texture of the surface. So I put a 3rd coat to try and fill that in a little bit more, but I can't. You probably, if I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't know that that wasn't the original finish. So it really worked out well, the chalkboard paint on the little wall hanging. That turned out great. So now that can be reused again for a chalkboard if I choose to do that. I won't use chalkboard markers again unless it's going to be something that I'm going to permanently write on there and not redo it. But I'll tell you, with those chalkboard markers, just writing out Welcome Lauren, you know, wanting to get it perfect, it was a bitch trying to get that, because I kept writing it and I'd screw something up, and then when you'd wipe it away, you'd have smear spots, and I'd end up wiping the whole thing clean and starting over. So that really wasn't the most simple thing in the world to do for somebody who doesn't have, you know, really great handwriting without a lot of focus. So, but I fixed it, and that's ready to be reused for something. And the frames, I did, for the most part, 2 coats on the frames. I didn't worry about going in one direction and then the other because they're frames, and I'm not going to be writing on them with chalk. The real wood frame, the one that I already had, that one did take 3 coats, just, you know, because the grain of real wood. The other one is fake wood, it's plastic with wood grain print on it. That one, 2 coats. But those are ready now to be framed with the Soulmates, so I can do that soon. And still adding to the map list. So a couple of people have commented that they couldn't find the original video. Don't worry about it, guys. You can give me your information in any new video. It's hard sometimes for me to find comments on old videos if they're buried. For some reason, it doesn't show up real well in my list. I sort by most recent, but if you're commenting, your comment is attached to somebody else's comment, I actually have to scroll through every comment I've ever gotten to really thoroughly find stuff. So just comment on a new video with your information. because I keep up with those very easily. And if you want to update your information, like you thought of something else you want me to add to it, or you realize that you didn't really give me much of anything to go off of, or you got something new going on in your life and I have not pinned you on the map yet, there is still time to update your information. Just put a comment in any of my videos and I'll update my spreadsheet with your new information, so that when I do pick you to be pinned, I'll have the most current information that you'd like shared. So that's kind of an ongoing thing, guys. It's going to take quite a while to get you all in there, because it does got a lot of them, and I don't want to just breeze through it. I want to, you know, give you your time in the sun and acknowledge you, because I do appreciate every single one of you, and I don't want to just breeze over anybody. So just bear with me that it's going to be an ongoing process. So that's kind of what's going on with those things. You know, the packages that have arrived, where I'm at with my projects. I'll show you my progress on the purple peacock that I've been doing at work. I'll insert a picture of that here. So this one has been really enjoyable. Again, I think doing that side-by-side comparison of square versus round really did change my mind about round diamonds. I really kind of just thought that they were, I don't know, I just had it in my mind that it wasn't great, and actually I've completely done a 180 on that, and it's really so much more relaxing than the square. And again, like I said, I typically don't like partials, but we'll see how this one turns out. I think it really depends on the layout, like I've said before, but it certainly is more relaxing. The quality of the beads themselves is almost no issues at all with round diamonds, regardless of who sent them. I think it's just the processing of the round, for whatever reason. Maybe it's the shape, the air bubbles escape easier and you don't end up with those little air bubble and pock marks in them like you do the square. I don't know, but for whatever reason you just have less defective beads with the round, so I don't feel as I don't feel quite such a compulsion to put on my magnifying glasses and look them all over in my little tray before, and throw out the garbage before I start, because once I switch glasses to the ones I can see for that distance, I can no longer see the diamonds, as we could tell from my square soulmates and how god-awful that was, because I missed so many of them. And so anyway, round diamonds are just, the quality of the actual beads is better in general, in my experience. Now, however, if you're dealing with a company like Diamond Art Club, their quality is top-notch, regardless of square or round, so non-issue there. But if you're dealing with one of the inexpensive suppliers, less chance, in my opinion, my experience, of having quality issues with the beads themselves if you're doing round. And placing round, you don't have to, you know, worry about what angle it's getting set down, and so it's faster in that regard. So faster in quality checking your diamonds, faster in placement, and you don't have to worry about the square with the different, you know, sizes of them and ending up with the little gaps and stuff, because round, number one, the quality, and number two, you have gaps everywhere. So if one is a little bigger or smaller than another, you don't notice it. Now, with that said, in doing my purple peacock so far, one color of beads I have had some quality issues. The white ones tend to have like one side of the diamond will be like missing a little chunk out of it, like taking a bite out of a cookie kind of thing. So I have been separating out my garbage on this one from my general little garbage bin that I've been collecting all of my bad drills from all of my diamonds. So I'm keeping them separate so I can show you at the end how much I had. But right now the only garbage I've had is in the one color of white, and then a stray party bead. You know, I've got a green one in my white bin from the party at the factory. So but that's not really garbage, that's just a little misfit, which I embrace the misfits. I embrace the misfits. So yeah, I'm enjoying doing the peacock. And co-workers have said, several people have said that this is their favorite one that they've seen so far, of what I've brought into work. I've brought the rhinestone cottage to work. I got a little over halfway done with that before I rolled it up and took it home. And I brought the Four Seasons tree to work, and same thing. They saw that one at the halfway point before I rolled it up and took it home, and now the purple peacock. And so far, I've had several comments that this is the one that they like the best of what I've brought in. So, still waiting on the drills for the mermaid, but we've got the unboxing for Diamond Art Club to do, and my framing and map pinning. So that's what's on the agenda for the immediate future as I find time. Down the road a little further, we are going to have my experiment of creating your own canvas. Oh, and a couple people said yes, do the post reviews. And I'll try and come up with something different with the two soulmates rather than just framing them both exactly the same way, because they each will have a border that I need to fill between the size of the design size and the frame size. I'm gonna have a gap, so I'll try and come up with two different ways of doing that. So that got some options now. I think what I might do, instead of starting canvas beginning to end, because I bought all those goodies at Dollar Tree, the little jewelry box lids, I think I'm going to experiment with those first. So I'll start with that size for my start to finish canvas. I will pick out something to turn into a pattern, and I'll walk through that process. And I will then probably make it a several part series, because I don't know how long it'll take to do that whole thing. Pick an image, crop an image, chart the image, print the image, and then how to create the canvas, and then depending on how I do it, how to attach the canvas to the box lids, or how to attach the chart to the box lids and make the box lid the actual canvas. I don't know. Gotta work that through. And I'm thinking that because you guys are perfectly fine with just listening to me ramble, that I will include you all in that brainstorming session rather than figuring it out and then just showing you. So I might just like film as I'm testing and figuring it out, because I'll come up with something to say. I can always, you. You know, I think Baby on Board signs, they have one, if you can't see it on the video, this van that just cut me off with the annual pass holder for Disney, they have a Baby on Board sign. I'm sorry, I think those are stupid. So if I'm sliding toward a vehicle because there's a pending accident and I see that sign, is your expectation that I cut the wheel one way or the other and avoid you and hit somebody else because you're the one who cut me off? If you got a baby on board, maybe, I don't know. Oh, and I've got that freaking thing monitoring my driving, you asshole. So now I've got a ding against me. Fucker. So yeah, I think I'll just include you guys all in my whole experimental stage, because I'll come up with something to talk about. I can always pull something from the archives or do a tag or something. And then here's another question, because Christy was asking me some questions about getting started on YouTube and you know, not that I'm any expert, okay? There's lots of people bigger than me, but I love to teach, and that's just kind of one of my passions. So is anybody interested in me doing videos on how to do videos? Her questions specifically were, how did I come up with the ideas for topics when I got started, and what video editing software do I use? So if you ever watched my very first diamond painting video, it's very different than my videos are today. And even the first, what, dozen or so, I was way too scared to appear on camera. And because of all of you guys and the love that you guys have given me with all the comments and stuff, that gave me the confidence to show my face. So it is very awkward to begin with, but it gets easier as you go, to the point now that, you know, you guys see me without my makeup on and everything else, and even commenting that, you know, show my booty instead of hiding it. But yeah, love you guys. You guys are awesome. But anyway, I think anybody who has even the slightest inkling to put out videos should do it. Even if you don't have an audience, I think it's enjoyable, it's fun to do the process, and getting the audience and the support and the comments is just, you know, sprinkles. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for that, but that's adding sprinkles to it. That's sprinkles on the Sunday, at least for me. We all have our different reasons, and that was one of the questions that Brandy had in her tag about diamond painting tag, was why are you doing it? We all have a different motivation, but I think you should try it. Absolutely try it. And if it goes nowhere, don't take it personally. I did my Snapchat shorts in October of August or September, October, somewhere in there, last fall. I did them. They went nowhere. I got 3 subscribers total when I did that, and I put out, you know, quite a few of those videos, and total of 3 subscribers and not one single comment. and I eventually stopped, but it was fun doing it. And, you know, why not? If nobody sees, then who did you embarrass yourself in front of? Nobody saw it. If people do see it, then I think, you know, people in general want to help each other and be supportive of each other, so don't be scared. Haters gonna hate. You be you, boo. Guess that's the new catchphrase, huh? You be you, boo. I would do it. But anyway, does anybody want to know how I know in the beginning I did some like my little contraptions, my jerry-rigged stands and all of that, and as I was figuring it out, showing what I'd figured out for how to record this way or that way, and all of that. But, you know, does anybody want like a little series of just about the actual process of creating videos? I don't have to put it in a diamond painting folder. I will name it something else. Instead of DiamondTube, I'll name it something else. We'll have a separate playlist for it. You guys all subscribe, so if you want to watch those, watch them. If you don't, don't. But if anybody's interested, I would love to do some. So you know what? I don't care if you want to see it or not. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it, damn it. You cannot stop me. So there, that's how I make decisions. Yeah, so I had said before that my husband was the one who pushed hard for me to change my schedule to 8:30 to 5, and I protested that traffic was going to be bad, and I did it anyway. And then that was in June that I got my new schedule, and traffic was just fine, and I, you know, was kind of wishing I could have I told you so'd him, because he was right. It was not a problem at all. Traffic was actually even lighter than it was when I worked 10 to 7. So I kind of regretted not being able to give him shit, and now he knows I'm pissed. I didn't get home until 7 o'clock last night, and I was supposed to be off work at 5. So, and we have an agreement that if I'm going to be more than an hour late at any time, that I call him and tell him. He worries that, you know, I've been in a car accident or something. So, I was quite bristly this morning when I came downstairs to get my coffee, and kind of snapped at him and said, "Do you expect me to call you if I'm not going to be home by 6 now?" Knowing that traffic is bad. He's like, no. 6:30? If you're not going to be home by 6:30, can you call? I worry. I'm like, fine, 6:30. So yeah, he knows I'm mad, and I feel kind of bad about it, and kind of not. Last night I got home, and it was almost 7 o'clock, and I had brought in the box for the little car device that I had to plug in, and I set it on the counter, and he grabbed it and started to, you know, walk away with it, and I grabbed it back from him and said, "This is mine, don't touch it," or something like that. And he said, "Well, I wanted to go put it with the other ones." And I said, "Well, I need the box, I want the website so I can check how my driving's going." And he said, "Well, get the website and then give me the box back." And I know that's just his nature. He wants to put all of our boxes in one place. He doesn't care that you don't need the box, that it's just a return envelope. He didn't read the instructions inside. There's no reason to keep the box. All you need is the return envelope, postage paid envelope, to send the thing back. But he doesn't read stuff. He just keeps everything. So he wants to put it all in one spot because that's his OCD, and he has to have his little stack of all of our boxes. 5 cars, 5 boxes. And I am my own control freak in that I want my stuff where I know where it is, and then when I want to learn to merge. So he wants all 5 boxes, and I want to keep my own shit where it is, because he'll put things, I can't find it. Like, I still am waiting for the login information for the Amazon Prime. He's busy. I don't want him taking the stuff that I want to know about and putting it somewhere where I can't find it, and then he's too busy to tell me where it is. And you cannot dig through his stuff. Don't go digging. I'll get it, you know. And because apparently he thinks that I'm the Tasmanian devil when I'm looking for something. I don't know. My husband truly thinks that I am a disorganized mess. He really does. I swear to God, girls and guys. He thinks that I am a walking disaster when it comes to organization, and that I will lose things constantly and misplace stuff. And I think, you know, I've shown you guys that it's not the case, but he does not believe it because it's not his organization method. He thinks it's just a chaotic mess how I do things. So that's what I'm talking about with competing OCD. So he wanted the box, I wanted the box, so I laid into him and started screaming at him last night. I'm ashamed to say it, but I literally threw the papers from the inside of the box at his face and started screaming at him. Spittle was flying, and then I whirled around and started to stomp up the stairs, and then thought for half a second and grabbed my phone because I didn't want to go up with no device to go pout, and stormed upstairs, shut the bedroom door, and went to bed. And then I came back down and got my laptop to, you know, quote unquote, look at his website, finish that up. But yeah, so we're at work. Okay. Okay, so I pulled into work and I'm getting the stink eye from somebody who was in that car. Let's go look, but I think that's the car that was merging from the on-ramp that I was screaming at, and he sits like 4 desks down from me. So I'm gonna play back the video, but let's compare cars. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's take a look at this. Now, I'm gonna have to rewind the video and look at it, but I think that I was screaming at my coworker. That's why you guys shouldn't be yelling at people. Why did you make me do that? I just kind of got out of the car with all of my crap, like, just hanging off me, so let me get organized. Okay, I got all my stuff. It is 7:56, so I'm on time. A little early. If I get in there quick, I might be able to slide my schedule back. We'll try it. Oh, that's right, you can't do it same day. You can only do it in advance. So now I just have a half an hour to kill. Morning. All right. My family photos. I'll give you a secret to her. Unless I did that, I don't know. I have a green thumb. I've had this for 8 or 9 months. It's doing well. Yeah. It's not looking so good. I'll show you somebody else's who got theirs at the same time. Let me find one. And let's see. Oh, no, this is hers. Hers. And let's see who else has one. Hi.
Hey.
Yes, that's it. But of everybody, Edgar, his is doing the best. Yeah, but I think mine's in the running for most improved. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. I gotta get my stuff put away. Oh, so that keychain stand. Here. Get it off my purse. Ah, Jesus. Hold on. Isn't that cool? Okay, let's unpack our shit. I have to call the dentist and reschedule. Okay. See, here's my... I'm organized. I don't know why I keep bringing this to work. I never use it. Okay, hold on.
Got any plans this weekend?
I'm gonna eat some ho-hos.
Ho-hos?
Ho-hos.
Ho-hos.
Ho-hos and a lot of ice cream.
What's your favorite flavor?
Chocolate brownie fudge.
Really?
It's yummy.
I like fudge ripple.
Wow. Is it the ripple that gets you?
It's the combination of the two, really. Got any other plans?
No. That's it. Just ho-hos and ice cream.
Is there any alcohol involved?
Now that you mention it, maybe. Sounds like a pretty good idea.
Am I invited?
Okay. You can come.
Okay, sweet.